Oh man, nothing seems to be wanting to work right, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Hopefully everyone's doing great. It's supposed to have this banner up. I don't know why it didn't, but the banner likes to, oh, you know what? See, this happens when you do it live, everyone. It was not set to loop. That'll do it. Give it just a minute. We'll be right back. All right. Well, here we are for our first episode of the evening update. I'm going to be starting to do this either Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll experiment with it. We're going to see what happens. But I just wanted to do a little bit of a shorter episode periodically throughout the week to capture some of the major events that are happening as the week unfolds. Let me know if you like the idea. But here we are. So we're going to get started because for whatever reason, when we did our weekly update, the MAGA Minute was not posted yet. It is now. So let's go ahead and get started by watching this week's MAGA Minute. Hey, what's up, Shell? Yes, we did it. We are live for our first evening update. Doing it live, everyone. Hopefully you're having a good time so far like I am, just scrambling at the last minute. But hey, we made it.
A massive AI announcement, 3 trade deals, and a 6-month celebration all in 1 week. That's right. It's time for another jam-packed MAGA Minute. The administration began the week celebrating the most successful first 6 months in history. President Trump hosted the President of the Republic of the Philippines, and he delivered remarks at the Winning the AI Race AI Summit, outlining the administration's AI action plan to secure American AI dominance.
Now, that's gonna have to come with some energy developments, because there ain't no way we're outpacing China without developing energy. And to develop energy, we need to develop nuclear. We do have a story on energy. It is not nuclear related, but it is interesting. But we'll get to that here in a minute. But yeah, energy, we need to be dominant, guys. If we want to win the AI race, we absolutely need to dominate in the energy sector. And we just don't right now. Our infrastructure is getting old. It is failing. It is just in a dire need of updating. It's a bunch of disparate utilities that are all designing their own thing. Like, guys, we really need to get more of a unified plan together for that stuff and encourage these utilities to work together.
The president then visited the Federal Reserve to assess potential wasteful spending in the central bank's $2.5 billion taxpayer-funded renovation.
Why, if the Fed is not a government agency, why in the hell? Why are we funding it? Why is the taxpayers funding the renovations of the Fed? Shouldn't they do that themselves? They're a private entity. Like, F off.
And the president continues to prove he is the deal maker in chief, inking trade deals with Japan, Indonesia, and the Philippines in what will go down as one of the most historic trade deals in American history.
And in the days since, also a trade deal with the EU. So we just keep winning, guys. And yet the mainstream media wants to focus on, look, he took a day off to play golf in Scotland. He had just wrapped up a major trade deal, guys. Like, if that's the kind of holiday that my president needs to take after crushing it with a trade deal, I'm okay with it. Keep taking those golf games.
Real median earnings are now at their highest level since the last time Trump was in office. That means more money in your pocket. Columbia University agreed to pay the Trump administration a $200 million settlement for their violations of federal law, and they have vowed to protect Jewish Americans and all students on their campus.
Yeah, I don't care about the Jewish Americans in particular. They just need to treat everybody fairly, right? Equal rights. The Civil Rights Act says that you can't use things like gender, race, religion, those kinds of things in order to discriminate. So why? Just protect them all. Equal treatment under the law, right? Just let everybody do it on merit. That seems to make the most sense.
This week, the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, declassified a report revealing former President Barack Obama wrongfully directed the intelligence community to publish implausible intel suggesting that President Putin colluded with President Trump in the 2016 election. This was a lie and one of the greatest political scandals in our nation's history.
And yet we were told that it was a conspiracy theory. We were told it's not true. Trump was just dragged through the mud for his entire first term based on this information. It's crazy, guys.
So following this, the Department of Justice has announced a strike force to investigate next steps. President Trump...
Tulsi is the real life storm show. Yeah, I can see it. I can see where you get that. Or is it Rogue? Which one's the one with the white? I think, isn't that Rogue?
Is off to Scotland. We will return to Washington on Tuesday, so we'll see you for next week's MAGA Minute.
Ah, perfect. See, I don't know how we missed that last week. I searched for it on the White House webpage. It wasn't there, and yet it says it was posted on the 25th. I don't know if I believe them. I feel like they put that at the bottom, but it's not real. Our first story, though, in tech, we have a little tech section here. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, I don't know, on winning the AI race, America's unique advantage that no country could possibly have is President Trump. Like, guys, that is so much winning that the CEO of NVIDIA, which is one of the major chip suppliers for the AI race, is just like, yo, guys, you have an unfair advantage, and it's your President Trump. Like, that is based. That is amazing. High praise coming from Jensen. So, yeah, we did it. We did it, guys. Next is a little tech story that we have. Audrey Cruz posting the working on my accuracy and speed, #Neuralink. So the crazy thing is they're like, this looks real basic. Like, what am I looking at? This is literally somebody moving a cursor around using just their brain and a Neuralink implant. So they're doing a calibration program. You can see chasing the dot. So they're just moving this with their mind. Like, that's crazy, guys. When we get to the point where you can read and write and you can do all kinds of stuff and you can send directions to your phone, you can send directions to your Optimus robot, you can do all the things from inside of your brain. Guys, it's going to get crazy. The people with Neuralinks are going to have an advantage over the people without them when it develops to a certain point. And I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that there's going to be a pressure by this technology for everybody to get it. It's going to be like a smartphone. Not everybody had these before, right? Everyone had flip phones. And then a couple people got iPhones and smartphones. And everyone's like, I don't want it. But now what do we all have? We all have smartphones. Every single person has a smartphone. But even like children have smartphones now, guys. If you don't have one, you are at a significant disadvantage. And I hate it. But that's just the way it is. That's the reality that we live in. So at some point, not having one of these is going to be a significant disadvantage. I don't like it. It's interesting, but I don't like it. We get into law enforcement, guys. Crazy story. This plane landed at SFO in San Francisco, and 10 DHS agents boarded the plane and arrested the co-pilot. And it turns out on child abuse material possession. Like, who thinks that when you go on a plane, you're like, yeah, my pilot is probably a well-adjusted person. I hope my pilot is a well-adjusted person. And then you land, like you've made it all the way through the flight, and you land, and then on comes 10 federal agents to arrest your pilot. Like, at that point, do you just stop and say, thank God we made it? I just hope someday it'll help with my seizures. Yeah, Caddis, that is a good point. Like, that is like between seizures, paralysis, you have like all kinds of things that this could potentially help. Like, I really hope it does. That would be a good use for that technology, right? Hacking people's brains, not a good use for that. But yeah, epilepsy would be a good thing if they could help solve it, for sure. Yeah, guys, what would you think if this happened to your pilot after you landed? Like, this is wild. I don't understand. We have a huge pedo problem in this country we have a huge culture problem. And this probably could have been included in the culture section later, but I thought it fit better with law enforcement because literally 10 DHS agents stormed this plane after it landed. I would be super concerned and thankful that my plane was on the ground. I don't know. What do you guys think? Next story, and this I know hits close to home for some of our viewers, but during the show, right at the end, there was an announcement that there was a mass stabbing event happening in Traverse City, Michigan at a Walmart. So a good Samaritan, a good guy with a gun, held this guy at gunpoint, but then the guy disappeared. I don't know if there's been an update if they actually caught this guy or not, but we had like a bunch of people get stabbed. So I take 160.2 milligrams every. Ooh, I don't know if that's a lot. Right by your house. Oof. Yeah. See this. I don't know did they ever catch this guy? Like I feel like they didn't. Maybe you can tell me. Oh, he was arrested. Okay, good. That's good to hear. Now, he could have easily been shot by the bystander that had a gun, and I don't think anybody would have lost sleep over it, but it's unfortunate, guys. We had, I believe it was like 10 or so people, at least 9 people, according to this story. It was like 10 people that got stabbed. Yeah, bad story, guys. We have far too many of these happening. And then to follow up on this, in Cincinnati at a jazz festival, a couple of white people were just like having a good old time. And then a whole mob of not white people attacked them, stomping him on the ground, stomping her. A U.S. Marine. Yeah. Good trigger discipline, man. It'd be really hard not to have shot that guy stabbing people. Like, real hard. So I'm glad that he didn't overextend. There's a lot of states. You got to be real careful with self-defense, guys. A lot of the states in this country, you have a Second Amendment, right? But a lot of states, if you shoot that person, like where I grew up in California, if you shot that guy and he wasn't actively stabbing somebody, you're going to jail. And they'd probably let that guy go on $1 bail. So yeah, everyone likes to talk a big talk. Where I live, if that happened in West Virginia, that guy would have got shot. But yeah, you got to be real careful. You got to know your state, know your state's gun laws, guys. Be smart. If you're going to be a responsible gun owner, it's your responsibility to know what those laws are and to be smart. So definitely do that. But yeah, this is horrific, guys. Horrific. We have a case here where there's just people just getting stomped. And then not only is it the guy, but then they start stomping the lady. Like, what did these people do? They're at a jazz festival. What did they do to deserve this? Can someone tell me? Like, why in our culture is this considered acceptable? Johnny says North Carolina is a stand your ground law. Yeah, castle doctrine here in West Virginia. Places like Texas, lethal force is authorized to protect property. Like, guys, there's a lot of states where what happened wouldn't have happened, or it would have ended very quickly. But some states, they're more progressive. And that progress is against you, not for you. Yeah, so we have this white couple was brutally beaten by a black mob in Cincinnati, and they slammed the woman to the ground. Like, absolute chaos. That guy's unconscious. Like, he's not doing good. But guys, what look at this. This lady was out. Like, out, cold. She survived, but like, what is happening? Why is this considered acceptable? And then you have JD Vance basically saying, yeah, bro, this is not acceptable at all. Because let's actually watch this it's like a 2-minute clip. We will get this pulled up.
People who attacked a couple folks on the street in Cincinnati, Senator Bernie Moreno, some others have spoken out about it, have been critical of it.
Okay, yes. So what I saw, and I haven't seen the full context, but what I saw is a mob of lawless thugs beating up on an innocent person, and it's disgusting. And I hope every single one of those people who engage in violence is prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Yeah.
And they will be. They will be so long as law enforcement in the state of Ohio takes their job seriously. I know Dave Yost cares a lot about these things. But yeah, I actually, you're right. Bernie did send me a clip of this, and we talked a little bit about it. I don't know the full context. I don't know how the fight started. But the one part that I saw that was really gruesome is you had a grown man who sucker punched a middle-aged woman. And where I come from, at least, when you have a grown man who sucker punches a middle-aged woman, that person ought to go to jail for a very long time. And frankly, he's lucky there weren't some better people around, because they would have handled it themselves. But
And by better people, he means better men. Like that shit should not be tolerated at all. Ganging up on people like that should not be tolerated. Like stomping a woman into the ground, slamming her on the ground, not tolerated, guys. Absolutely not tolerated. I agree, Shell, though. Love the VP.
if they're not going to handle it, the cops in Cincinnati, the law enforcement, you've got to prosecute people. We've had way too much lawlessness on the streets of great American cities. How many of you all have wanted to go to downtown Akron or downtown Canton or downtown Columbus for a meal, but you're worried because the local authorities in these big cities have allowed lawlessness to run wild? We have got to make great American cities safe again for families and children. If you want to take your wife or your children out for a meal, you shouldn't be worried about street violence. And the only about this,
which is true, guys, you should not be worried about street violence whenever you take your family. That's why these cities are dying. There's so much violence, so much homelessness, so much drug use, so much poop in the streets. If you're in San Francisco, like, guys, these cities are just falling apart. If you have a family, do you really want to take your kid for a walk in a place like that? I don't. Like, absolutely not. Then we get into government. We're going to just graze over this. We'll cover it a little more detail in the weekly update. But Jenica put out a huge big three philanthropic foundations, which dominated most of the 20th century: the Rockefeller, the Ford Foundation, and the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. From their inception, there's been a revolving door with U.S. foreign assistance and intelligence agencies. And here's a listing. Just a couple of them you can see here, but just the revolving door between these organizations and spy agencies and government, like Nelson Rockefeller to State Department Latin America to Rockefeller Foundation to VP under Ford. Like, these kinds of relationships and interconnections, guys, are not an accident. There's a reason our system is corrupt as it is. There's a reason that the powerful people have the power they have. We have scary homeless people hiding in the bushes and screaming at children when they walk by on the street. That's not good, Gaddis, at all. Like, would that make you want to take anyone you know, your family, your pets on a walk like that? That's not a good environment, in my opinion. That's unfortunate. Here you also have the Chinese and their research vessels. An icebreaker was detected 130 nautical miles off the Alaskan coast inside of the U.S. exclusive economic zone. That economic zone, Shell says that's scary. Yeah, it kind of is. Screaming homeless people is not fun, especially in a state if you can't have a concealed carry weapon. You never know what mentally ill people are going to do. Like, that's crazy. Most people that are homeless are not homeless because of a lack of housing. They're homeless because of drug addiction and mental health problems. So if you have somebody who's addicted to drugs and has a mental health problem and they're screaming at you, you have no ability to predict what that person's going to do. Like, that is not a good situation to be in. That's not safe at all. But these exclusive economic zones, guys, these are basically saying that the U.S. has full control over what happens in these waters. The resources are ours. Everything there is under our control. So to see the Chinese pushing into these zones is a little bit concerning. And again, we'll cover that a little more in the weekly update. But Matt Van's Wall posts, when I'm new to the conservative movement, but can anyone explain to me what's stopping the GOP from bringing up extremely popular single-issue bills for a vote every single day? I don't understand. Yeah, you know what? I don't either, Matt. I don't. Like, there's nothing stopping the GOP other than the fact that most of them are uniparty shills. They are not on the side of the American people, just the same as the people in the Democrat Party are not on the side of the American people. These people are in it for themselves. They're in it for their friends, their families. There's no other excuse. There's zero reason, Matt, why we don't have single issue bills coming to the floor to be voted on for things that are popular among the GOP. There's zero reason. Data mom, Normally, they don't bring up votes unless they have a pretty good chance of passing because all of the scrutiny and criticism they receive. Many bills need 60 votes. If we really want to win a war once and for all, the right needs to be elected to office. I mean, that's fair, but if we give them power and they don't use it, why are we encouraged to do more? Twofold, many single-issue bills require 60 votes, which they can't get. Okay, Gardner backs that up. And Republicans are just as irresponsible as Democrats, adding pork to bills. Single-item bills cuts off the grift, and that's how they land post-government jobs. There you go. The corruption, folks. That's the main reason. Last story in government, Bill O'Reilly on his show says that John Brennan is going to be indicted. I really hope so. I think we need accountability. There needs to be arrests when it comes to all of the scandals of the Obama and Biden administrations. The just weaponization of government against Trump in his first term. We definitely need to see accountability. This needs to happen, but we will see. Again, I am not holding my breath, guys. I'm not. Far too many times have I seen people that were supposed to be held accountable not be held accountable because they're in places of power. But hey, I'm with you, Shell. Hope so. That'd be amazing. Little story here for Europe. This is not the B, guys. This is not the B, not satire. The UK government has posted a job opening for a Sharia law administrator. Guys, how many times on my show have I said the UK has fallen? How many times? How many times have I said the UK and Europe has fallen? They're posting job postings for this crap now. This needs to stop, Europe. If you don't get this, if you don't stop this soon, you're cooked forever. That's it. Conquered. Gone. Like, your culture will no longer exist. So many times. Yes. And you know what? Here's a good example of what happens when you don't take control. The mayor of Rotherham, everybody. I present it to you as is. This is now the mayor of Rotherham. Yep. That's it, folks. That's the whole story. Valentina definitely looks like she assimilated. Does she look like she's part of the UK? Does she look like she's part of the English culture? And yet, mayor, major city. Yep. Y'all are cooked, bro. You need to fix it. Fix it soon. Get rid of all these folks. If you don't, you're gone. Here we have a real quick section on energy. I promised you, said it's not nuclear. It's just as funny, though. It's why we need nuclear because, it's 2 minutes. Do we have time? I think we have time. Let's just do it.
And the other thing I say to Europe, we will not allow a windmill to be built in the United States. They're killing us. They're killing the beauty of our scenery, our valleys, our beautiful plains. And I'm not talking about airplanes. I'm talking about beautiful plains, beautiful areas in the United States. And you look up and you see windmills all over the place. It's a horrible thing. It's the most expensive form of energy. Yep. It's no good. They're made in China.
And mostly government subsidized.
Almost all of them. When they start to rust and rot in 8 years, you can't really turn them off. You can't bury them. They won't let you bury the propellers,
because they're fancy composites. Probably not good for the environment.
Props, because there's a certain type of fiber that doesn't go well with the land. That's what they say. The environmentalists say you can't bury them because the fiber doesn't go well with the land.
Yeah, very green, guys.
In other words, if you bury it, it will harm our soil. The whole thing is a con job. It's very expensive. And in all fairness, Germany tried it, and wind doesn't work. You need subsidy for wind, and energy should not need subsidy.
Yeah, guys, if your energy source needs a subsidy, it's not a viable energy source for the market.
Energy, you make money. You don't lose money. But more important than that is it ruins the landscape. It kills the birds. They're noisy. You have a certain place in the Massachusetts.
I don't know if you've ever actually been next to one in operation. They're loud.
Massachusetts area that over the last 20 years had 1 or 2 whales wash ashore, and over the last short period of time, they had 18. Okay.
That's a few more, guys. 18's more than 2. Really, one of the major things that's changed, they built an offshore wind farm.
Because it's driving them loco. It's driving them crazy. Now, windmills will not come. It's not going to happen in the United States. And it's very expensive. And I would love to see. I mean, today I'm playing the best course, I think, in the world, Turnberry. even though I own it, it's probably the best course in the world, right?
I'm not biased at all.
And I look over the horizon and I see 9 windmills, like right at the end of the 18th. I said, isn't that a shame? What a shame.
Yeah.
You have the same thing all over Europe in particular. You have windmills all over the place. Some of the countries prohibit it, but people ought to.
Guys, we have a solution already. Like, we have a solution. It's called nuclear, guys. It's called nuclear. That's the answer. We have a couple of stories. This was a culture story from the week, guys. So far, it's off to a good start. Let's see. How is anyone offended by this? That's a good point. I also like the account name there. Freedom to fart. Backyard reactor went. Bro, if I could, I would. And then I would sell the electricity back on the open market. I absolutely would. Don't tempt me, Bohemian. I would. But you can see here, Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. Now, this is an amazing jeans ad that pissed off so many people, guys. So many people. What's funny is the people that were the most mad, ugly people. I don't know anyone that's actually bothered by this. Does anyone in my audience, do they care about this? I think they're nice looking jeans. Don't you? I love our culture section. And here Aladdin has a follow-up on this. You can't hate the mainstream media enough. Sydney Sweeney does have nice jeans. Yeah, I agree, Shell. Sydney Sweeney's ad shows an unbridled culture shift towards whiteness. Advertisements are always mirrors of society, and sometimes what they reflect is ugly and startling. What kind of crazy language is that? I was about to say they're acting like a Karen, but now Karen's in the chat, and we all like Karen, so we definitely can't call her a Karen now. What kind of pearl-clutching nonsense is this? And Aladdin's right. You don't hate the media enough. You absolutely don't. Like, I don't understand. Like, let's see. Let's get it pulled back up. Let's get this one pulled back up, okay, guys? Just so we can look at it for a little longer, because I think it's better than the alternative. Like, I don't understand. Like, who's upset by this? Other than, like, very ugly or overweight or, like, I don't even know. Like, can you tell me in the chat, like, who's upset by this? Anyone? It's a clever play on words. She has great jeans, and they actually look like nice jeans. So, yep, that's our culture section so far for the week, guys. It's a lot better than last week's. Last week's was full of a bunch of just child rapists and just nonsense. So, definitely, yeah. I don't know why they're mad. Need a hot black lady talking about jeans. That's a different kind of jeans, Bohemian. But I mean, there's plenty of attractive women of every race that are models. Like, if you ever watched the Victoria's Secret fashion show back in the day, like, guys, come on. There's plenty of beautiful women of every racial group. The people that hate them are the people that aren't them. That's pretty much, haters hate nobody more than they hate themselves. Just remember that. And then in the end, this is our one meme that I have for the week so far. I haven't had any submissions yet, but that's fine. You guys weren't expecting today's episode, so I'll give you a pass. Just know that Tuesdays and Thursdays, I am also going to need a meme section. Yes, jeans versus jeans. I understood. Thank you, Bohemian. That's the butt hurt portion. Yeah. Oh, for the butt hurt? Oh, yeah. I get it. Mike Benz here. Ironically, the reason the system is buckling now may be because they gave us so many childhood vaccines. So the inference here is that by vaccines might be giving people the autism, but the autism is allowing people to actually figure out that they're being lied to and distinguish propaganda from news. So somehow by giving us the tism, they have undone themselves. I really like this. This is hilarious to me. Like, this might be one of my favorite memes. Anybody else? I really enjoy this one. Vaccines also work against propaganda. Yes. Top comment there, Simon. You know what? I haven't given that one a like. It's getting a like. Yep. That's a good one. But yeah, guys, that is the end. I'm doing these about 30-minute episodes. I just want to give them a shot twice a week. It is hilarious. I agree, Shell. We are going to be doing these Tuesdays and Thursdays is my goal. And then we'll be doing the normal weekly update on Saturday. I eventually would like to do a short segment every night, Monday through Friday, and then do the full weekly show on Saturday. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment on the stream. Give me a DM. Do whatever you got to do. Come on over to the communities. We do normally also have a space on Tuesday nights with the topic exchange. This week's been brutal, guys. I don't know what it is in the air or the water or something, but the topic exchange will be returning next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. So we'll be there. Shell has her Bible space on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern. I have my weekly update live stream at, why did I just forget? 7 p.m. Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern. So come check us out, guys. Come join the community. I have a Discord for the Patriot Dad community. I have a Discord for the Men's Empowerment Network. That group is being built to help support men that are going through challenging relationship issues, divorce, child custody battles, and all other forms of nonsense when it comes to society attacking them. So check them out. You can, in my profile, see my Linktree replacement built by Siraj through a consult with the Time Chain folks. So just check that out. Go to my profile, go to that. It's got all of my links in it. It's a little landing page for me and my brand. I love all you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you again on Thursday. God bless.